So, where do municipalities fit within the legislative framework of our country? There are two orders of government in Canada. We have the federal government and the provincial government. In the Constitution Act of Canada, the documents that create our country and provide how the federation will work, there is a section in the Constitution that lists what subject areas will be the responsibility of Parliament, so the federal government, and what subject areas will be the responsibilities of the provincial governments. As you can see, municipalities fall under the powers of provincial legislatures. Municipalities do not have direct powers under the Constitution. They possess only those powers that provincial legislatures delegate to them. This means that they must act within the legislative constraints the province has imposed on them. If not, their decisions or bylaws may be set aside on judicial review. So the legislative constraints we're talking about are, of course, the Municipal Government Act and regulations and the many other acts of legislature that municipalities must comply with in carrying on activities and providing services to their residents.
So this is why it's really important as CAO and council to always be thinking about where the authority to act comes from. So if an activity, a service, or other decision is being considered, you need to pinpoint the specific authority that gives the municipality the power to do the thing. So regardless of whether the issue is urgent, important, or a priority for the local council or residents, the municipality needs to be aware of where the authority to act comes from. So think about also whether it's a bylaw type of activity or whether it's a decision that can be made through a formal resolution of council. There may be more than one way that the council can take action. So you don't want to go down a path that could end up being the wrong approach or something that's slightly outside the jurisdiction or scope of authority of municipal entities.
The Municipal Government Act in Prince Edward Island was enacted in 2017 and replaced three other acts that govern municipalities and the cities of Charlottetown and Summerside. The act itself sets out exactly how municipalities are meant to operate and provides flexibility for municipal entities to provide various services to their residents. Depending on the size of the municipality and the wishes of the residents and council, municipalities will look different. However, all municipalities must follow a minimum set of standards that are set out in the Act and regulations. The Act and regulations have a strong set of standards that provide for open, transparent, and accountable governments. And at minimum, municipalities are required to deliver the following services: providing a municipal office, fire protection, emergency measures planning, and land use planning. Many of the required services have a date by which the municipalities in Prince Edward Island must provide these services or enact bylaws related to these services, and in some cases, those timelines have been extended. As the CAO, it is ultimately your job to understand and interpret all the sections of the MGA and its regulations and help council comply with the requirements that are in the MGA. So while the MGA provides the legal framework and foundation for the establishment of municipalities, the regulations that follow the MGA provide principles, standards, and other requirements considered necessary for carrying out the purpose and provisions of the Municipal Government Act itself. For example, the general regulations deal with notice requirements for certain types of meetings, and there are also requirements in the general regulations related to having a municipal office and related to municipal liability insurance requirements. As the CAO, you should also be well acquainted with all of the other acts and regulations that will impact the day-to-day operations of a municipality. So think about the Planning Act with respect to planning and development activity, or the Water and Sewer Act, building codes, highway, cemeteries, police and roads. All of these other regulations and acts exist, and you at least need to be aware that they exist, and when the municipality or the municipal council is considering a initiative or activity in this area, you'll know to go back and check what is listed in the acts and regulations.